Hey guys, I'm back today with another monthly edit video, and for this month I wanted to focus on my spring favorites. I want to start off with some beauty favorites, and I have 3 products to share with you. The first product is this concealer from BIOLOGIQUE Recherche. I have the shade number 1. I like to put this pretty much all over my face while concentrating on my under eyes. I think there's only 3 shades, which is pretty limited, I know, but because I'm not putting this as like a foundation, I don't really have to have it match my neck. I just focus this where I need like the most amount of coverage, so it's usually like here, like the front of my face, barely any on my forehead, and then sometimes on my chin. So for the most part, there's not a lot of product going on my jawline, so I can just focus these areas with my contour instead. This is one of the most hydrating concealer, but for the under eyes especially, because it's such a delicate area and it just tends to get cakey really fast. It tends to be pretty dry as well, so I just like to mix this with a little bit of eye cream or the glow drops from Sturm that I really like. But on most days, I do use this just on its own. The undertone of this product is pretty neutral, which I do appreciate, because if it was pulling a little bit too pink or cool tone, it would have looked a little funny, especially when I put it on my chin. This blends out beautifully, especially with a beauty blender, but you can also use a brush with it. It does set pretty quickly, and considering that it's a very lightweight product, the amount of coverage it gives is pretty impressive. So it does have buildable coverage, but if you don't have like too much to cover, one coat of this should be fine. The next product is actually what's on my lips right now. It's from Sisley. It's the PHYTO-ROUGE Shine in number 13 Sheer Beverly Hills. That was a total mouthful. I would describe this as a hybrid product of a lip balm plus lipstick plus a little bit of a lip gloss. It's really a 3-in-1 product, and it has the benefits of all 3 of them. So it's hydrating like a lip balm, but it gives you enough color and coverage like a lipstick, but it does have a little bit of shine like a lip gloss. So I think it's just like a well-balanced kind of product, and I love this shade in particular, the 13 Sheer Beverly Hills, because it has a bit of that peachy undertone. I believe this one is a newer shade, and I'm not sure if it's like a limited edition or anything, and especially for like any makeup products or any beauty products that are coming with me like in my purse, I like to make sure that the packaging is like on point, and this packaging is just so gorgeous. It says Sisley right there, but it's like a white tiger print, which I do love with the S up top. It does come with a velvet pouch. It's one of those like kind of like nice fancy like makeup products. I will say, however, if you have chapped lips or like really dry lips, this isn't going to act as a lip balm that it's going to like smooth everything out. In that case, I recommend putting on some kind of lip balm underneath before putting this on. That will really make sure that everything goes on smoothly, hides all those, you know, crusty lips. And that's what I'm actually doing right now, because my lips were a little bit dry today, so I just put on some Aquaphor, and then I put this on, and it really just glides right on. It looks more like a lip gloss today, but if I want more of a natural look, I can just skip the Aquaphor and just dab it on, and it looks so phenomenal. This is such a beautiful nude kind of shade for my skin tone, and I just absolutely love it. And my last product is one of the newest launches from my favorite brand, you guys know, NATEUR. This is the HOLI SOLEIL, and this is their untinted sunscreen. So they did release HOLI Sun last year, I think towards the end of summer. There's 4 shades in total, and that one is like a tinted sunscreen, and I've been waiting and waiting for them to launch the untinted version, because this is something that I can just use on a day-to-day basis, and I'm pretty much home like all the time anyway, so I can just reapply this. With the HOLI Sun, which is the tinted version, I do have 2 out of 4 shades, but I feel like the undertone of all those products tend to be very cool tone and very pink. So it wasn't something that I can just apply like a thick layer of, or like 2 layers of all over my face, because I would see like a difference in the color tone against my neck, and that was a little bit annoying. So I started mixing it with my other products that were pulling a little bit more yellow tone, but it was still not perfect. So I was super excited to try this, and I received this while I was in LA. So it was like a little over a week ago, and I have been using this every single day. I think sometimes like 2 to 3 times a day. And I don't know if my camera will be pick this up, but I am already down to here. So the packaging itself is, I mean, it's so cute, but it is very compact, which can be both good and bad. It is very travel friendly. It literally fits in my palm, But that also means that I'll probably go through this pretty fast, which is exactly what's happening right now. That's why I'm starting to think maybe I should have some backup of this product, because we are going into summer, and in the summertime I definitely will be putting on a lot more. And at this rate, I think I'll be out of this in the next 2.5 weeks. It's one of the very few brands, not just in the beauty world, but like in general, that I actually trust. So I knew this was gonna be good. They call this a zero white cast mineral sunscreen. And if you guys didn't know, there's two types of sunscreen pretty much. Chemical sunscreen and mineral sunscreen. I personally prefer mineral sunscreens, but the only downside is that they tend to have this white cast because of the ingredients. But that can be a little bit of a turnoff, because now you have like a very bright face and it doesn't match the color of your neck. And normally I'm really good with my skincare. I use really nice products. I do take care of my skin, but sunscreen is where I was really lacking in because of the mineral sunscreen like white cast. I only wanted to use mineral sunscreen because the chemical ones always end up irritating my skin. But I didn't want to live with that white cast, that brighten up like 3 shades brighter kind of face. And this was the first mineral sunscreen that has not given me that kind of intense white cast. That's why I am so sold on this. I am totally like converted. This is pretty much the only sunscreen that I think I'll ever use. I will say, however, even though they say it's a zero white cast, maybe I'm being too picky, but I don't think it's completely translucent. There is a slight hint of white cast, especially if you put on a thick layer. Even when you put on a thin layer of this, maybe it's not thin enough, I don't know, but I still see a tiny bit of a white tint, but within 5 or 10 minutes, it does go away. So I understand why this is called like zero white cast, but I'm just putting it out there for those of you that are interested in this product, and I'm just giving you my brutally honest review of this. I started adding sunscreen as the last step in my skincare, and I like to put this in my skincare vanity so I don't forget. I think you're supposed to reapply this every 2 hours. Yeah, that's what it says. And after several hours, when I have to like go outside to walk my dog or something, I do reapply this, and that's when I notice a bit of that white cast a little bit more. But considering that this is a mineral sunscreen, the intensity of the white cast is really impressive. It's barely there. Only the ones that are picky and almost like looking for it can notice it. And I do have this on my face right now. And on top of this, I only put on the BR concealer, so you can just tell that there's really not much of a shade difference. But overall, this has been my new favorite sunscreen that I think I'll be loyal to for a long time. I have one fashion item that I want to mention, and you guys have probably seen these sneakers a little too much on this channel, but I had to mention them, guys. These are the new Chanel sneakers spring-summer collection, so it is current season. And they do offer this in a lot of different colorways, actually. Some of them are suede, but I love a good patent leather, so I did go with this one. And besides the design and look of it, first of all, these are one of the most comfortable shoes ever. I feel like I get very lucky with Chanel sneakers. They're always so comfortable. So it makes me feel less bad about spending this much money on a pair of sneakers. This was a love at first sight shoe. I saw this online, took a screenshot, and texted my SA immediately because I knew I needed this in my wardrobe. And I have not looked back ever since. I think this really fits my personal style, and I love how they make me look put together, but at the same time pretty casual. I mean, you can definitely see like the leather creasing on the side, but that's pretty normal for a leather shoe, and you can just never have enough white leather shoes in my opinion, so had to mention these. Oh, also I've been wearing them a lot actually, but considering that, the bottom looks pretty clean. The next thing I want to mention is coffee, and it's not just any coffee, it's BACHA coffee. I still don't know how to say this properly. I thought it was BACHA for the longest time, and then when I went to Paris, they said BACHA. So which one is it? The ones I want to share with you are actually drip coffee, and I have been loving drip coffee in the morning. They just save so much time. I don't have to grind the coffee, turn on the espresso machine, like wait for it to heat up. Like I don't have to do any of that. You just boil water. It's almost like brewing tea. And I saved two of my favorite ones. The first one is Milano Morning. Wait, this is empty. I thought I saved one, but I guess not. Each box comes with 12 drip coffee little bags, and they always include this instructions page to show you how to use this and a little booklet of all the flavors. It has the Duomo like right there. It's so beautiful. And then my other favorite is called Sweet Mexico, and I have one saved for this one. So I'm so excited to drink this tomorrow. So it looks like this. You just open it up and there's the little packet inside. I think I've tried almost like 10 different flavors, maybe more. And I would say these two are one of my favorites, or some of my favorites, because they're not super dark. They are a little bit flavored, like caramelly, like kind of sweet. So it's not so intense, but it does get the job done. And they just taste so fresh and sweet enough that you don't crave any like sweet treats to go with it in the morning. So I wanted to show them to you guys because I think you can order these online, which I will be doing after I go through all my other coffee. The last thing I want to mention is fresh flowers. You guys might have seen this in my vlogs, but I have really been getting into just having fresh flowers in the house. I think it really livens up the entire space. I think it's very appropriate for the springtime. I mean, like having fresh flowers, spring, everything's starting to spring, like it all makes sense. So it's been something that I can look forward to and add to my grocery list so I can just pick some up when I'm getting groceries. And I feel like flowers tend to be considered a gift. It's something that you receive or get on a special day for a special occasion. So having fresh flowers on a normal day just makes it a little bit more exciting and that much more special. So those are all the things that I've been loving this spring season. I really hope you guys enjoyed my April edit, and I will see you in my next video.